Hi. So, here's what I wanted. I want to show you something. This is a gift I got from a family member. And if you look at it from a distance, it doesn't look like it's actually saying Jesus. It looks like something else. Okay? So, following Jesus is kind of like that. It'll it'll look one way, but it's actually something else. So I followed that that I just showed you. But for years, it was just I don't know natural. It was the way I was being taught. I was accepting things. Blah blah blah. You know the psychological terms. Now I just want to give you a little example of what I was like when I was following this. Oi, oi, cranky. All right. And the reason why I have to do it like this is because my phone won't allow me to flip while I'm talking or while I'm recording. Now, when I was following this, I would kill a fly. I'd smart them off. I still love God. I still love Jesus and everything, but it went different. I would kill things. I would eat dead things. I would eat meat. I would eat meat basically. Now, something happened. I wasn't looking for anything to happen. I was just going along, minding my own business. And then I met a man, like Abraham did, when he was outside, I guess, and a couple of guys came up to him, and he was like pretty excited because he understood that he was in the company of these people what were different that he was I'm dealing with. You to kind of look at it like this. Say you're at work and a guy comes in and he looks like he's dressed from Pittsburgh. You'd be like, "Hi, can I help you, sir?" And then right after him, somebody comes in and he's GQ. You kind of, you kind of have an approval of the second person. And your attitude, just shifts a little. It's subtle. I'm not saying, you're wrong for doing that or anything. It's just subtle. 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 It's just subtle. So, this, again, is subtle. It's a subtle response. And if you follow that name, you're going to kill a fly. Okay? Because the whole thing about that name is death. I mean, yeah, there's some, very good things about it, but, you know, he died on the cross. So, you know, at that point, you kind of understand, okay, this name is associated with death. So, something happened. For some reason, I switched to this. I swear, I didn't have a time frame for it. I was just following the Holy Spirit, searching the scriptures, and somehow I started doing this. For some reason, there was a whole thing. Holy moly! You wouldn't believe I work in as a volunteer in a camera room, but that's just me. Now, when I started doing this, for some reason, I couldn't kill a fly anymore. And to prove it, I think there was a nest of flies were somewhere in my house. I tried to find it and couldn't find it. If there was a hole, I plugged it up, but these flies still kept coming in my house. Now hold on. It was so bad. The flies I had in here were so bad. I got one of these things because I'm trying to figure out where are all these flies coming from. Oh, this photo. Since I saw it, there's no coincidences. This was done by this gentleman, and this is what this painting looks like. And this was done by pencil. He's one of those kind of people. Give me a pencil, I'm going to do you a stick figure. Okay, so something happened. I don't know how these flies got in here. All of a sudden, there were just flies around me. So after learning this, okay, I stopped killing flies. Not only did I stop killing flies, I stopped killing flies even when it was inconvenient. I had to come up with a plan, capture and release. Now the problem is when the flies were going to be an interruption, it might not be a convenient time. So I had to pass the test. Would I capture and release the flies, even if it's inconvenient? And so I guess I passed that test. But I didn't observe that until I observed this. All right. Now, as long as I was observing this, I'd kill a fly. I'd kill it. Now, why am I wasting your time talking about flies? Well, here's why. Because I noticed that, now that I was actually interacting with these freaking flies, I noticed that these flies were a little bit different. These jokers had stripes on them. I'm like, what the heck? I mean, I've always thought a fly was just black. But when I was catching flies, they had color. And I don't mean, shiny green. I mean, no, these jokers had friggin' colors. And, like 3 stripes or something like that there. I don't know if it was a sergeant fly or a general fly or whatever. And that I wasn't looking at it. I just happened to notice that, oh, wait a minute. What the heck is going on with this friggin' fly? Okay, all right, so here's the point of all this. If you follow the Holy Spirit, if you believe that He's going to lead you and guide you into wonderful things, you may be led into not killing flies, kind of thing. I'm not a professional. I don't know how to explain it to you. But I can see this. But I can say this. I did see a T3 or TR3. I'm not really sure what it's called, but if you ever see it, you'll call it a UFO. But it turns out that it's an experimental craft, and I saw it in my neighborhood, and the way I saw it was because I came under the influence of this. Okay, when I was under the influence of this, I didn't see these. Oops. Sheesh. Okay, so I I clearly was awakened from a sleep, and Just so you know, this is a basement apartment. It's all redone or whatever. I'm trying not to show you my clothes all over the place. So, all the utilities come through, the bottom of the house, fit through the basement. So, there are other people who live in this house. It's a huge house. There's like two, there's four of us who live in here, and we're all separate. So, and that's just a house. So I'm not talking about an apartment. I'm talking about a house. So whatever someone is experiencing in the house, utility wise, well, I get affected by it. I'm here. So if they want to turn on their furnace, I hear it down here. If they want to wash their clothes, their water heater is down here. I hear that. All right. So I constantly have noise around me. Okay. So